Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, October 1st, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're coming back every week, thank you, and thank you for the positive feedback. Please feel free to comment. I do appreciate it so very much. And of course, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Share it with those that you feel might benefit from it. It's a service, and that is the reason I do this podcast. It's another extension of being of service. It's a part of my work, actually. And I don't mind working on Sundays for you, not at all. And for myself as well, because I love the reminders and the reinforcements for myself. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for connecting in today. I hope you'll stick around and also will like, subscribe, and share. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com, and it has all about my work. And the schedule appointment button is on every page, and most appointments are available not only in person in New Jersey, but also via Zoom and telephone. So I have clients all over the world, and I hope that you'll consider being one of them as well, if you aren't already. And also, Facebook business page, please like and follow there. It's under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. So find me there too and follow. I think I've covered it all for now, and on to the topic. So, as those of you who know, who listen every week, I love to speak about what inspires me for the week, what's happened to me, what I'm dealing with. This week was a week of seeing shifts. And shifts, by the way, are always positive, but seeing positive shifts in the way of professional and personal connections. And I love it. It's a sign that I am on the right track in my life, that I am manifesting, creating deliberately the way I want to, things lining up. The universe even gave me an audible sign that this month of October would be a month of shift for me in a positive way. And since I love the fall and love Halloween time, and I've had a positive shift happen before in October, well, happy. And life can shift for you as well. So that is the topic today, of how to shift into the life that you're truly wanting, deliberately creating. How can you bring that for yourself? So I want to bring up a wonderful resource, and that is the book written by R.J. Jarrett called It Works, the famous little red book. And it was written, actually published in 1926. Now this author, this was not his real name. He actually kind of whispers that he was actually quite a successful man and might have even been a bit of a famous man, who's to know. But he wanted to write a book telling you about how to shift your life, what to do, how to bring on what you want. It's what he learned, and he wanted to share it with the masses. It's a very small book. You could read it in one day, much like the books that I've written so far. By the way, another one is in the works. I've been inspired this week, which was another shift. It started writing itself for me. But the other books I have out, meanwhile, were written. One was, I think, 2015, and it might have been one perhaps a little bit before that in 2014. And they're on Amazon.com under Lisa M. Hopp, author. That would be me, of course. And, oh my gosh, one is a book of affirmations for everyday life. And there's a workbook available, but there's also Do This Now to Change Your Life. Well, I think I'm paraphrasing, actually. It's not ego-based and being tied to my own books, am I? But check out those books, because I get wonderful testimonials about these little pamphlet books all the time. They really are pamphlets in their own way. I just wanted to whip out what to do, much like R.J. Jarrett. Do this now to change your life. I think I just said the book title. It's only like, oh my gosh, maybe 40-something pages. But it gives you a starting base. It gives you really the synopsis of what to do very quickly. It doesn't always have to be a 400-page book. And so R.J. Jarrett had the same thing in mind. And some of the great knowers of our time know to follow that book, to follow what it says. And it's so basic. It's just so basic. But, it is the truth. So I'm not saying it's easy, but it is basic and simple. So here's a synopsis of this book. You write a list. Because you can't ask for what you want unless you know what you want. And many of us don't know what we want. Or we are wishy-washy about it. Like right now there's $1 billion lottery. So we go, oh yeah, I want to win that. I want that. And that's all you do. And you might buy a ticket or not buy a ticket. And by the way, I always say that I'm not promoting gambling. Though there's nothing wrong if you buy a ticket, of course. It's a channel. It's a channel to abundance. Somebody's got to win it. It drives me nuts when I, in a small way, it doesn't ruin my moment or day. But the news loves to tell you the odds of winning. Well, somebody always wins, right? So why do you have to say about the odds? Don't listen. Just don't listen. If you're one that wants to buy a ticket to $1 billion lottery and you're lined up with winning, you're going to win. So why not? I like to keep all those channels open. I don't want to tell the universe how to do it. We shouldn't tell the universe how to do it because the universe will find its own way to give us what we're asking for. So, R.J. Jarrett's instructions are to get clear about what you want and then write the list down. Write a list and don't cap. Now, some of you are wonderful people who are afraid that you're not wonderful people. So you ask for very little. You'll say, oh, I just want this. I don't want to ask for too much. There's somebody else who needs it more. That's just utter nonsense. We live in an infinite universe that can give you whatever you would ask for. And then what I find amazing is that same good people will judge if somebody else wins or somebody else comes into prosperity in their life. They'll say, well, I hope they're good people. You're judging. It doesn't matter if they're good people or bad people. They're able to manifest. They aligned with it just as you can align with it as well. And you deserve it. Why not? So if it's a certain amount of money you would like, you write down or type that certain amount of money. I always put or more because I don't like capping. Like, you want to send me more? Send me more. And write down what you will do with it. Write down how you will serve with it, because if you're writing down what you want, then you also write down enough to be able to be generous and kind to others as well. And to yourself, don't cap it. If it's health you want, get clear. What kind of health do you want? How healthy do you want to be? Write down that your body is perfect, that everything is working perfectly. What no matter what it is, or your ideal body weight, and what is that? Or just put, I'm my ideal body weight. Do you want skin that's perfect, hair that's perfect, ligaments, muscles, organs, cells that are perfect? Put it down. Ideal relationship. Now, I am one that believes you ask for the ideal relationship whether you're in a relationship or not, because that can bring a very nice shift. You don't talk about this list, by the way, and I'll remind you again, hopefully, before I leave you today, you don't talk about the list. You put down, what do you want in a relationship? What qualities does that person have? But keep the face out of it because you can't change others. But if someone wants to be in your life, they're going to become at least some of those qualities. And that's a part of that great shift. Or they suddenly don't want to be there anymore. That's a part of the great shift. Items of material. Go for it. You want to go on trips? Go for it. Where are you going? What are you experiencing? What car do you want to have? What home do you want to have? Put all of it down. Remember, there's enough. There's infinite. Ask for more. And what I love that Mr. Jarrett says, R.J. Jarrett, and I think there is a belief he might have been male, but if not, I'll just refer to R.J. Jarrett. You're allowed to edit this list. You don't have to get it right the first day and then stick with it. I edited my list this morning because sometimes you outgrow things, or sometimes you grow to want more or to want different. It's all right. I added back in today a greenhouse with the ability to grow vegetables and other plants for myself. I took it out, I put it back in. It's okay to do that. I might take it out again, who's to say? I don't know that I will though, but you never know. So editing the list is actually focusing on the list. It's actually seeing a shift with yourself. And if you're seeing a shift within yourself, you're in manifestation. You're doing the work. So once you get this list done in the clarity, know that you can edit it every day. Then what you do with this list is that you look at it 3 times a day: morning, afternoon, and evening. Now, what's best to do is not just look at the list and read it, but to really feel yourself having it. Get excited about it being a part of your present life. So very important. R.J. Jarrett does not emphasize this enough, truly, but it's really a key. It truly is. Now, really feel yourself. Now, some teachers will tell you that if you look at this list too much, or if you think about it too much, that you might also feel and think about it not being there. So be very careful, because you don't want to think about it not being there. You really want to embrace it. You want to really feel, see, believe that it's yours right in this moment. So 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening. So you might want to carry it with you or have it accessible to you if you work in a work environment. And just look at it. It can be very brief, depending on your list. I want to see every state in the United States, so I have a 2-page list because I listed every state. And as I get to every state, I will delete it off. And that's another thing. It's wonderful when you get to delete something off because it happened. It's like your online vision board, so to speak. And it's just becoming it. Feeling it. Now also, if you're one that doesn't know how you feel about this, if you don't know if you're a believer in this stuff, start small. Don't put you're a billionaire. Perhaps put a smaller amount. Maybe go with smaller material items that you can conjure up a bit of a belief system. Maybe that's possible. It's okay to start there and then add the list and go larger and larger and larger. R.J. Jarrett saw that happening for themselves and others. The more the universe responded, the larger the list got in items, meaning went for larger things rather than small things that were more believable. And then when you're not looking to list 3 times a day, you're living the list. You're walking around being this list as much as you possibly can. Now, a very, very powerful time is in the evening because you're kind of like tired and your subconscious is more open. Same thing with first thing in the morning. Your subconscious is more open. So that's really the time to really see that list, feel that list, do some visualizations of that list with all the colors and all the senses. I'm a firm believer, and many are, of affirmations. Back to the book, Affirmations for Everyday Life. I am. I am is literally source code. You create what I am all the time. Those who are the most prosperous, the happiest in this life, create in a deliberate way with I ams. I am prosperous. I am healthy. I am cured. I have freedom. It doesn't have to be I ams, it's present tense. I have. I am. Anything present tense. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly is present tense. So pop those in there too throughout your day. Now what I find is that when I am needing a lift, when I'm kind of feeling maybe lower, stressed, I don't want to say worried, but concerned, because I don't really embrace worry a whole lot in my life. But if I'm feeling anything lack, I'm going to go right to this. I'm going to go right to those I ams. I'm going to go right to my list, maybe even more than 3 times a day. It's okay to do that. Live the list. Another important thing to do, and so important to remember, don't talk about your list. I just kind of talked about one of mine, didn't I? But I'm not going to give you the whole list, because that's between me, my higher being energy, and the universe working on my behalf. When you share with others, you're opening up to their story, their belief system, their emotions, their disbelief. So if you were to write on your list, I'm a multimillionaire, and somebody says, oh, how are you going to do that? You start to doubt you can. Who needs that energy? Keep it to yourself. It's between the God within you and the God source working for you. Let them see the results, not your words. Actions always speak louder than words anyway. So to re-summarize, check out the book, R.J. Jarrett. It works. I think it's, you can even hear it on audible.com, I believe. It's, it's accessible. There's testimonials out there on YouTube from using it. Check it out. Write your list of what you truly want with clarity and all the details you can muster up. Know that you can edit your list every day. Look at your list 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening. Do not talk about your list. Live your list in every moment that you can with feeling, excitement, joy, happiness, love. As Wayne Dyer said, you have to be it before you see it. Be your list. And then, like I have seen this week, you will see shift. You'll see the best self out of people more. You'll see opportunities coming your way. It may not happen immediately, but it happens over time in response to the vibration that you're putting out. Now, work is always required in life. Opportunities don't mean it's easy. It just means you have opportunities to take action. Always take inspired action too. If I want a greenhouse in my yard, I've got to shop for greenhouses, don't I? They're not just going to appear from a helicopter one day, right? The plants aren't just going to plant themselves. We have to take action too. But the universe will always support us. And I'm being told to say to you, there is never reason to live in fear. Avoid, anybody will tell you, this man, Neville Goddard, Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, Any of the great teachers will tell you stay away from negativity, news, people. And when something triggers you, see, why is it triggering me? I saw somebody's profile picture today. I just wanted to send them blessings. But of course I had a little mini judgment first, because I'm a human being with 6 senses as you are. It was a negative profile picture, if you can't tell. But the thing is, you send positive thoughts their way. You don't talk to them about it. You're not honestly supposed to judge. Same with the news. They want you to live in fear. They want you to get all riled up because it sells. So there's different things going on. There's things that are brought to us that rile up our judgments. And there are things brought to us that accentuate our fears. Try to stay away from that. And if you are confronted with it, send it blessing, send it warmth, send it love. It's so very important. There's a great Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you can, by the way, change up that wording to say the same thing. But that's important to say or to feel when you do have those moments when you think somebody on this earth is maybe not all that smart or is easily led astray. Other words, I don't like to use words that are negative about people, but whenever you feel that, you can say that prayer, and that will help it to be healed in its own way within you and then outward to that person. It just builds up a wonderful vibration, which helps the earth. We're all one, by the way. We're not separate. So when we come across someone that is, we feel separate from ourselves, they're just showing us who we are, what we're about. It's a lesson. It's a teaching moment. It's an opportunity to expand, to grow larger, to change. So take the invitation and do your best self. Because if you do, the universe will provide for you mightily. And also it just feels better. So it is good overall. It truly is. It's worth it. I've come so far. And that fear can sometimes get me. So the universe is always telling me, be fearless, don't fear. But not in a large way. I also minimally worry like I did before. I take life one day at a time. I always say, and this is the truth, the only thing I really plan or it's maybe a vacation. Everything else, yes, I go along with my work schedule. Yes, appointment schedule, sure. But I don't worry about the future. I take it as it comes. That's the way to be, by the way. That's why I'm thriving more in life. And no matter what comes to me, I tend to go more the thriving route than the victim down battle route. Thrive through your life. You don't have to battle. Just thrive. Just be in the present moment. Just feel good. So in case you haven't written it down yet, the book I'm suggesting today is written by R.J. Jarrett, which was not their real name, again, but it doesn't matter. They are not with us. They're in heaven now watching their book getting around again and helping people, and that's wonderful. It's called It Works, and it is the famous little red book, and it is very small, and it is an easy read. And there may be a part of you that feels it might be impossible to believe. But there are people who you may know some of their names that have read that book and used that book. And so it's worth a check out. Any book that you're drawn to that you feel might help you is worth a check out, because we all have spirit guides. We all have universe guiding us. I haven't done it in such a long time, and I'm being drawn to do it again. I used to go to Barnes & Noble and go to the self-help section and say, what would you like me to read today? And it would be like an arrow to a certain book. That can happen to you as well, but it doesn't have to be in person. It can be through Amazon. It can be through BarnesandNoble.com. It can be through any Goodreads. It can be through any source. Go where led. It can be through an expo. I used to love to go to expos and pick up books there too. Wherever you're drawn, go. There's something you're supposed to get from it. Because you are never tackling this world alone, even if it feels like you are, even if it's so quiet. There's always something and somebody there to help you. So listen to your helpers and give yourself the opportunity to have the best life possible. You deserve it. You are worth it. Thank you so much for joining me today on this here in New Jersey, a beautiful Sunday. Very beautiful. And I hope you are well where you are, that everything's going great. Make time for yourself today and for this week. And again, be sure to like, subscribe, share. Check out my website, lisahaupt.com. And I hope to see you in the future in some way, or to hear your voice and tune into your energy. And again, wishing you a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and a wonderful life. Many blessings.